Autumn is here. Let's hook a practical one together. Oasis Fairy Brown Color Matching Blanket. Crocheted blankets are mainly used. Grains of 7 colors. Skin-friendly cotton and 3.5 mm crochet. Sewing needle 1 mark buckle naked dry. Today, we hook the Wizard of Oz blanket pattern. A short piece of knitting. Through this weave we can master a crochet method for locking needles. To a short needle that picks up a thread on the outside of the lock needle. Crochet method 3. 3 crochet method of short stitches. For crochet method for picking needles from the previous row. Do you have all the tools ready? Let's start together. Hook short knitting sheet. We have a total of 20 to lock needles. Hook 22 lines need to be crocheted back and forth. First, pick up our grain skin-friendly cotton. Aim the palm of your left hand at our big face. Put cotton thread through the gap between the fingers of the little finger and the ring finger. It goes backwards and forwards between the middle and index fingers of the left hand. Through the middle. Bypass from back to front. The index finger is handed over to the middle finger and thumb and pinched. That's how we get the wire. So we take the needle, we take the crochet. The hook of the crochet is aimed at our big face. And then we start the needle. We need to hook 20 to lock pins first. Let's take a look first. Crochet method of lock needle. Place the crochet behind the line. Back to front. Wrap a coil in crochet. After, behind the braided thread pinched from the thumb and middle finger. Pull it out and see a coil on the crochet. Then we pinch where the coils are crossed. Crochet up with line. Hook the coil on the crochet. Just hook the first lock pin. Then crochet with thread. Hook the coil on the crochet. Just hook the second lock pin. In order to ensure that the lock pins are all the same size. Just guarantee. Crochet. It is enough that the tightness of the upper ring is the same. Crochet winding to hook the coil on the crochet. These are 3 locking pins. And then we hook 19 more lock pins. Just hook a total of 20 to lock pins. Let's hook 20 to lock pins. 20 to lock pins are hooked, and then hook another one. Standing pin for lock pin. Hang the marking buckle on the standing pin of the lock pin. Move both sides of the locking pin. After hanging the mark buckle, we skip the 22nd lock pin. Insert the needle on the 21st locking pin. Pick up an edge above the lock pin. Then crochet with thread to hook out. There are 2 coils on the crochet after it is hooked out. Then crochet with thread. Hook out the 2 coils on the crochet. We hook the first needle. Then inject the needle at the next lock needle. Pick up this edge on the lock pin. Crochet with thread. There are 2 coils on the hook. Then crochet with thread. Hook out the 2 coils on the crochet. We take the second counter needle. And then we do the same crochet. Short needles are hooked in subsequent lock needle entries. That's it. In the first line, we hook a lock needle in total. Add 21 short needles. The first line of short needles is hooked, and then count the number of needles. The hanging number is engraved with the first lock pin and the standing pin. Then I hooked 21 short needles. There are 22 needles in total, so there's no problem. Then we need to start hooking the second row. Second row, again, hook a lock pin, stand pin. Add 21 short needles. Then we need to turn the fabric over. Crochet from the reverse side. We flip the fabric from right to left. The reverse side of the fabric you see after turning it over. This is the reverse side of our knitting. Standing needle with a single hook and a lock pin. Crochet with thread. Tick. Hang a marking buckle on the lifting pin of the lock pin. When crocheting the second row on the reverse side of the weave, the position of the needle insertion is on the left side of the needle purpose. Pin up. Both sides of the lock pin. Crochet short stitch. Second line tick. 21 short needles. The key is to find the correct position of the needle. Insert the needle on the left side of the needle. Pick up both sides of the lock. Hook with thread. There are 2 coils on the hook. Crochet with thread. Hook out the 2 coils on the crochet. The first short needle is hooked. In the same way, we will hook 20 short needles again. Position on the left side of the root into the needle. Move both sides of the locking pin. Crochet with thread, hook out. Crochet 2 coils on the crochet. The last stitch is inserted at the position of the marked buckle. We take the second line. Then we still flip the production. Flip to the front. Then take the third line from the front. 1 lock needle plus 21 short needles. after the support is hooked. We knot the tail line. The size of a single producer is 13 on the long side. The short side is about 12 centimeters, which is about the same. What about after confirming that there is no problem with the size twice? We can cut the tail line. Buckle the mark in the lower left corner of the front of the fabric. When I first started crocheting, it's easy to tell the difference between front and back. And then finally, we use a needle. Tighten the tail of the weave to the back of the weave.